all you Tsundere lovers get already set up because Noelle is here, and immediately the second that this girl talked, the second you saw her in the turn, like all of that stuff you saw, you're like, alright, we know exactly what the fuck's gonna be with this bitch. Of course she is going to be that architect. Of course she's gonna be this entire setup. And I'm not gonna lie, although she had some pretty adorable moments in this episode, I'm not gonna lie. The ending with her and then the rest of the Black Bulls was pretty goddamn cute. I'm not gonna lie. I think my favorite part of this episode was all of the yucking about that Asta and Magna was having, because that there was some pretty enjoyable and funny shit. But a new member of the Black Bulls is here, so let's talk about, I think, a lot of people's favorite member of the Black Bulls, Noelle. The majority of this episode was being introduced to her, and clearly that we've seen little hints and little teasers about her, and her main deal is the fact that she belongs to the Silva family and she's royalty. Like, she is actually like one of the siblings of this family, and she is incredibly powerful from what we can tell. Like, especially with the entirety of the family seems to be like either you're part of the Silver Eagles, which is the second best, like compared to like the Golden Dawn, what with Yuno's like whole household that he's being part of. And when we see her, her entire deal is that, of course, she treats everyone like shit, because that's pretty much how, like, she's had an upbringing since, like, we get to see with Magna and Asta, of course, that they're like, oh, you're just peasants, you're just, like, you're not a noble family, get the fuck out of my face. And she had, the reason why she wasn't accepted is the main reason because she can't use her magic properly. She has an intense amount of power, like, she can release her water magic, but she can't aim it or control it, and that was the more main gist of her whole episode, where it was like, fuck you, everyone's gonna make fun of me if they know about this, I'm going to prove like my family wrong, I'm gonna like become better than them. And it seems like there was a fucked up line. We do get to see a tiny glimpse of her family from what we got to see of like Nozzle from the tournament, and also as well some of the other family members. We get to see some fucked up shit where they're saying, why isn't it like you died instead of mother, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. So already you can tell that she's got quite a bit of baggage already compared to a lot of the other characters, where they're just like, I'm just shit, or I just want to fight. Like, you can tell with a lot of the Bulls that they don't seem to have too much baggage compared to them, but she's just like, I have been pretty much an outcast, and I've like lost everything, and now I'm like resorted to go here because my family won't accept me. And I'm not gonna lie, that was like pretty messed up with Noelle from what we go to see from that, from like the little episode, and she loses control of her powers. And that was pretty much the part of the episode where it's like Asta was like, alright, let's start up, and you know, he just throws him into the spit. It's like, hey, you've got anti-magic. It's like, oh no, who here has like the ability to spell magic? Oh hey, Asta. Just fucking baseball like throws him like fastball special just over to this giant water pillar. And I was like, alright, that for the most part of the canon episode, like, we're going the same sort of route. It is another like single chapter on this, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought the material with Noelle's fine. I like her as a character, and she grows a lot better in the manga with a lot of these characters. But I will say my favorite part of this entire episode was actually, surprisingly enough, the little filler parts that they were adding in, and some little references and a few additional characters that they were showing, where it was mainly Magna and Asta roaming around the entire Black Bull base. We're learning interesting things where this entire their whole like base actually changes like every single day, where it's like different parts of that building just are like magical and it's like, oh, if we just fix this up because hey, guess what, we always break this place, so it always just keeps changing. Don't worry about that. And it's just Magna and Asta yucking it up. Hey bro, you want to come over here? Like, and you get to see like all the other places around the area, and it's like, hey, let's have a full exploration. If you want to do that, if you want to add like fluff parts to the episode, because you know you can only use so much material, that's fine. Like enhance on the other parts, where it's like, I've wanted to know that for a while. It's like, what exactly is it like in the Black Bull base? I want to know this kind of stuff, and I'm finally glad that we're seeing some stuff like that. There were some funny moments here and there that we got to see about them, and overall, like, this is why I like Magna, this is why I like Asta, because they're fucking bros, and we're finally going to see a little bit more of that in the later episodes, like, since we're now finally going to get the first mission with them. I think generally that a lot of this episode is going to be mainly talking about Noelle, and people are going to say, oh, she is Tsundere, and like, it was even more added from what we got to see at the ending of this like episode, where they do the little tiny little bits of filler, like little kind of like little like comedy stuff that they add onto it, and it's like, oh, here's some little cute little outfits, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, they're really trying to push her. But I really like the tease that we got with the rest of the Silva family. There was a tiny bit of Yuno getting to see how the Golden Gourd and how his fucking senior just hates his guts for the most part. So I'm kind of like appreciating, because we don't see Yuno like for a while in the manga. Like he just disappears for a while, where it's like, yeah, no, good luck, we won't see you for another like 20 or 30 chapters. And considering that would be most of the runtime if they really want to keep going at this pace, I honestly think they're going to keep doing this to the first volume, as we're now getting to the end of that, which seems to be about 10 to 12 episodes that they're kind of going for right now. Considering if they are sticking to it, I believe it will be 10 chapters or so, like where they're going with the like proper first arc of the series. Where we're going right now, that's how I feel it's gonna go. But right now, I'm enjoying it. I will say it did look a little wonky on like some character, like kind of really like models looked a little off at some points, but overall and all that, I thought it was a pretty enjoyable episode. And it's weird, like considering I have been one person that's been complaining about like some of the filler in these episodes. I thought it was kind of slightly better than some of the parts in the canon, to be honest, on there, and I enjoyed it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. That's all from me though, so I'll see you guys though next time.